Yo.
Yeah.
Let's go.
We're back. Time for y'all to face the facts in the new era, and I don't mean fitted hats. Bars! Yo, you know somebody stole my line. He thought I didn't know he stole that. Tried to flip it and think I didn't catch him. You ain't even part of my team to be doing something like that.
Thievery.
Yeah, people out here. You could at least say, yo, could I borrow that?
Right.
But it's all good. I don't care. I like the flattery. I got some other bars you can steal too.
No doubt.
Yeah.
See, one of the things with us, we serious. But we're gonna have some fun too. We're gonna laugh, yo. We want you to enjoy. We want you to be in your car like, yo, these dudes are hilarious. Where's the girl at? You know what?
Yeah, Sandy.
She's about to get traded. She's on the trading block.
She's on waivers. Sandy, you about to be put on waivers, Sandy. Somebody have to come claim you.
Nah, we got different days that we record, and some days she can't be available, and some days she can be available. So when she's available, we have different topics. But I think having Roy here is bringing a different dimension, because right now we talking about the ideology of men. I like to use that word now, ideology, because when you talk to a person, right?
That's the name of this episode.
Huh?
That's gonna be the name of this episode. Nah.
Okay.
He's like, all right. Oh yeah, no, but
yeah, you know what? If you want to name it ideology, it's either Royal Fear Part 2 or ideology.
Royal Part 2.
Royal ideology. How about that?
Hey, see,
I'll leave it up to y'all. I'm a guest in y'all house. Thank you for welcoming me.
This is what we do. See, when a person come in this room, you as much as entitled as we are.
Bless.
So with this, what happens is, I'll tell you what happens. This episode get loaded up on everything.
Ooh.
Everywhere you hear my music, you hear your episode.
Oh boy, so like everywhere.
Everywhere.
So I can't hide from it.
SoundCloud,
nice.
Spotify,
let's get it.
YouTube, Spotify, everything.
Apple Music.
Yo, it gets wherever it gets uploaded, it goes. Because the thing about it is,
I love it.
Here's the thing where it's like, I like to refer to the Bible a lot because it says, I set the times and places for you to be, so perhaps you seek me. Now, here's the thing. Nobody ever knows where you're going to be at and what's going to happen. And so, like, how I got most of my jobs, like, I was somewhere where a complete stranger came up to me, talked to me, and actually presented me an opportunity. Like, one of my jobs I got at Bradley Hospital, a complete stranger, white man on WP, came to me, what do you do? Didn't know me. He didn't judge me and say, why this guy got this big design in his head? He just said, you got a degree? I said, nope, but I got a resume. Gave him the resume. It bypassed the whole process of getting hired.
Beautiful.
So when I went to go get the interview, the guy was looking for my resume. He was looking for my
the application.
The application. He said, yo, where's the application? And then another lady, WP, came in, interviewed me, hired me on the spot.
That's love.
So again, it's like you just never know. And here's another thing: we don't know who's hearing this, how they're gonna hear this, and what is gonna inspire them. Or so that's why one of the reasons why I be very careful what I say in the mic.
Nice.
And even when at last point, when I write my songs, I always say, Lord, you know who's gonna listen to this. You know what they need to hear. Cause it'd be crazy. Like I remember when I used to rap, and I come off the stage. And old WPs be like, you're not a rapper, you're a pastor. And I'm looking at him like, how'd you get that from what I just said up there? I talk about street stuff.
Right.
But the way I was presenting it, they knew he got a message. Because if you go listen to Better Heard Than Seen, right? I used to ask everybody what was their favorite song. And I would have thought it would have been I'm Him. They actually was saying Streets Are Crying. They was like, that's my favorite song. I love that song. Your old self like that's why. But because they could see, I guess they got the point of, I spoke for the point of the streets are crying. How the hook go, we grinding for climbing. All my peoples in the rough are diamonds. Stay shining, some dying. Do you know the streets are crying? I need to go listen to that song. But that's on Better Heard Than Seen, a shameless plug. I wasn't trying to do that, but again, that's why
it's relevant.
That's why I always pray and say, Lord, you know where I'm gonna be, who's gonna hear what I'm saying, how should they take it? So go ahead, CJ, ask your question.
Oh, I was gonna be at the end. It's a DJ question and everything, but it might start something, but you might leave some people off. But I'm gonna ask you.
All right.
Who was on your Mount Rushmore as far as DJs?
Ooh. Wow. See, one good thing about me is that when you ask me who's the best rapper, who's the best DJ, I don't think from a local perspective.
All right.
So I'm thinking like, you know what I mean?
So are you asking from a local?
You know what? Because I'll be honest with you, I don't really know too many locals. I grew up on Lefty. I grew up, I'm familiar with DJ Buck and everything. I'm familiar with Ruckus, but I grew up on the East Side, so all I heard was Lefty's tapes, Lefty's.
Got you.
CJ started this conversation, y'all, so come at him. Come at him. Dante had nothing to do with this. This was CJ. CJ did it. CJ did it.
He's making it crystal clear. Like, listen,
CJ did it.
Oh man, yeah. I'm caught, y'all. But we can go. We can go outside. We can go outside the 401. Like what I'm saying, anybody like you love. We can go outside local.
Yes, sir.
Like who was your on your Mount Rushmore?
Like of course. And like I don't have an order like 1, 2, 3, or 4. Cool. I just got like who's on the list.
Yeah,
right?
no doubt.
So of course, Curdy Cut. Got it, Curdy Cut. DJ Buck. DJ Scratch. I should have said him first. DJ Scratch, like EPMD's DJ.
I know. Come on now.
He's not a DJ. He's a turntablist.
All right.
You feel me?
Specialist.
You feel me? Yeah, exactly that. Who else?
Jazzy Jeff.
He was on there. He was on there.
That's on yours. That's on yours.
What? Yeah. I don't really do when you know why I don't do these top lists when it comes to because one is a preference, but two it's like
it's opinion. It's by opinion.
It's no disrespect. I was just saying like
no. It's like
anybody
when you have these conversations because like here's the thing, right? I'm looking at the masses of impact.
Yeah.
I'm looking at the masses of when they because like I'll tell you right now, but remember Midnight Mondays at Loopholes? There would never be an impact in Rhode Island like that before. Never. So again, I'm looking at stuff like that. Then there was a time when we was at the Hippodrome. Remember that? And Buck was DJing that. Because he even asked me, he said, how'd you get here?
He's everywhere.
He said, well, I didn't even ask you that question. Buck, you know how I am.
And then on top of that, he's in Connecticut repping too.
That's the Hippodrome. Oh, no, my bad. It's in Springfield, Mass. We was at, and he was there. He was the head DJ.
So he's all over. And it's like to go back to Cedar to answer your question and everything. It's like Jazzy Jeff is definitely on the list.
All right,
definitely on the list. And it's like. And also, like, he's probably not even a DJ now, but a DJ Funky Knuckles, right? Wayne has it. He was from BIT, not even an old school dude or whatever, but he was one of those dudes that took me under the wing. He goes, all right, Roy, I'm gonna show you how things work. He showed me the SP1200 for the first time, how to make beats on that. So it was like, yeah, but going back to what you were saying though, Dante, impact. So these people, you know what I mean, had an impact on me one way, form, or another.
That's
right.
So that's pretty much the answer to the question, fam. But hold up. But there's a lot of DJs too that I still vibe with today. Like my bad to cut you off. But But like you got the DJ Ruckuses out there. You got him. You know what I mean? Like what he's doing is beyond music too.
Correct.
You know what I mean? Impact. Like you gotta salute that dude. And like you can't say him without saying franchise either.
Right.
Impact. You feel me? So, and like, I know these are some young dudes that's coming up. At the same time, you got to salute them because what they doing. You know what I mean? Homeboy Johnny Steele too.
I got Donnie Battle on the release party and DJ Craze. You see what I mean?
I saw that. Yeah.
And so
yeah.
You're gonna be there. God's gonna make a way.
I need to be there. I know. I'm scheduled to be somewhere else, but we prayed about this before.
Yeah.
Listen.
If it's supposed to be, I'm
hear
big.
Something funny? I don't know where you're gonna be, and I don't even want to know. I don't want to hear it. But you know what? What happened? Event just got canceled Wednesday because of COVID. These guys, see, that's what I'm saying. You just never know. That's why I said we prayed on it, so we gonna let God be God. We just believers. We just walk in faith and whatever. That's why I say whatever's supposed to happen, it will happen.
Gotcha.
No stress, no worries.
No stress, no worries.
It's a Corleone thing.
Yeah.
Come on now.
You see TJ ripping on the stage? Did you see that performance?
Yeah, man. He sent it to me. Yeah. Nah.
He comes with that energy. I give him. He comes with that energy.
Always. Historically, always.
I give it to him.
Always.
That's why when you was sitting up there saying, see, the beauty of these coming together, how all this came together. the super friends. This is what I'm teaching CJ. Even when an event doesn't look like it's successful, it was successful. It's just deemed what you call success.
Who you bring together at that time too.
And what I said to people at Flizz's release party, I said, listen, y'all trying to rap in front of an audience. It's a difference when you create your audience. That's what.
That's what I look. Yeah,
I had to smile. I know the difference. I know the difference.
There's a difference when you actually have an audience. Because I keep telling people, it doesn't matter how many friends you have online, how many you could get in line. That's the true support. So when you try to rap in front of the PVD Fest audience, that's not really your audience. You're just rapping in front of people that's going to enjoy you for the moment. Now, they might buy some merch, which might be good, but when you have an event, are they going to be there?
Gotcha.
Only if they really believe and care about what you're actually doing. And that's what we're trying to do. So when I was there, that's how me and Craze hooked up because of TJ. Gotcha. See, this is how you pay respects. Craze was there to see TJ, gave me an opportunity. So I'm just like, you know what? If it wasn't for TJ, that opportunity wouldn't have been presented.
That's love.
I gotta give him a layup. Yo, TJ, what are you doing with your album?
That's how it should be. That's just how it should be.
I'm giving you, right now, I'm giving you a free game. I want my money too. 10% I want my 10% final fee. Because a lot of people gonna be like, how did all of this happen? Because again, one hand washes the other, both hands washes the face.
And like one thing too, I noticed in the corporate world, that's how they move. Like for example, because I had my time with the corporate America too. And
see, that's what you gotta speak on.
Oh no, for sure, easy. I got you all day. So it's just like in corporate America, right? There are some haters. However, they will support each other. So boom, prime example, right? Me and you, CJ, right? We're on this project. We're working on this project together, right? Boom, we got to present it to Dante. You know what I mean? Like deep down, we can't stand him. But it doesn't matter because we got to get this go here.
No doubt.
You feel me? But in the streets, it's like we take everything personal.
Right.
We're like, nah, I got to smoke him now.
Right.
And it's just like
I ain't elevating him.
Right. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So it's like in corporate America, it's just like it's crazy to see it because I'm not from that. So I'm just like, but you just talking trash about him the other day, but you're helping him on this project? Yeah, for the collective goal. I'm like, okay. So if we apply, just saying, hint, hint, wink, wink, if we apply those same tactics with our families, with our communities, and have a collective conversation as to where we need to be as a one, we'll be better off.
Indeed.
But it takes time to get there. We got to have more conversations like these for people can understand that it's possible.
Now, we had the conversation. You know what I'm doing now?
What's that?
Showing them.
Because it's possible.
Because that's what I said. That's why I would say when I hooked up. Now look at us. We got the record release party coming.
Yep.
Every time you see me, you see him. We went to go see the mayor candidates. We went promoted. We went to with Flizz's release party. See, and here's a difference. See, I could have easily got him in there for free. No, I'm supporting two people at the same time. I paid for him and West to get in, so I'm giving money to my brother, and I'm giving him an opportunity. So again, when people sit up there and try to say that I don't support, you can scratch that. You can scratch. I'll support anybody. That's what I'm doing. So this is what the platform is for.
That's what it's for. And that's the thing too. It's like us as a people, once we realize that we can get there together by helping each other, we'll be all right. But it takes time. You just gotta give our people time, dog, for real.
For sure.
Because you know what it is, Roy? A lot of times people don't see. You could say, for instance, you could say you're gonna do something, and people don't believe it. So then when they actually see it in motion, they're like, oh, it's gonna fail. It's gonna fail. So then when it actually is in motion, now I'm mad that it's in motion because I wasn't a part of it.
Yeah.
Where it's like, hold up, you had the opportunity.
You had your chance.
You know how many people, now check this out. Before I reached out to TJ, you know how many people I talked to behind the scenes and said, yo, I'm doing this.
I can imagine.
The same thing with the mastermind. I'm like, yo, let's get on the stage. This is an opportunity.
I can imagine.
So I'm just like, yo, and TJ's on Go made us mugs. Yo, the stuff that he's doing behind the scenes that people don't know, because they don't even know what he was about to pop off, and they just like, how did this happen?
How did this happen? Yeah. Wow.
He played his part. So again, put it this way, we could say we was in a position, he was an amplifier, put us in a better position.
Yep. all for the collective goal. You feel me? And that's the thing. We got to get to the mindset like, listen, I'm going to help you because guess what? That's going to help me.
Right.
And that's going to help the whole state. That's going to help the whole team. That's going to help the whole plan. But we got to basically, for some people, you got to have them buy into the plan. Some people just don't believe until they see it. Then once they see it, you're like, you know, I guess I'm late. All right. I guess I'll join after the fact.
You show them because like think about how everything. Look how everything's shaping up right now. All right. You already know about Operation New England. And people don't know that. I just keep saying the word. They're looking at my page like, what the heck?
Yeah.
They don't even know why the hearts is flying on my page.
Yeah.
1. 2.
Oh, yeah.
2, it's like you in Florida. His brothers are in Alabama.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
We talk about going to Alabama. One of my producers is in Florida. Another one of my producers is in Florida.
Okay.
My aunt's in Georgia. A girl I mentor, she called me her mentor, so I say a girl I mentor, she's going to Georgia. Everybody, I got a connection going down south. So I wouldn't be surprised if the Lord opened his door. Cause I was trying to go to Texas for spiritual reasons, but he would not open the door. And I was like, dang, Lord, even when my house caught on fire, I was like, yes, I'm out of here. No. And I was like,
Interesting.
and people are like, how you know? Just because you have money does not mean you're supposed to be, because that's the conversation we should get into, because we was talking about that off wax about how people think just because you got money, your problem's gonna go away. That's not how it works, people.
I can tell you some stories about money.
Tell them stories. Go.
I can tell you some stories, some real factual stories for real. Where do we begin?
For the first dollar.
Oof. Yeah. So money, right? Some people think money's the root to all evil. Nah, not true. Not true whatsoever. However, right? Money, in my opinion, with my experience, it tends to make things more. So if you're a jerk, you're gonna be more of a jerk.
Yeah.
If you're humble, it's gonna make you more humble. Seriously. And it changes people around you first. Unfortunately, it changes people around you first, and it makes it really awkward because sometimes people think that, oh shit, he's the same old dude, and I don't know how to talk to him, and da-da-da-da-da. It's like, it's really interesting because I see people just like, I don't know how to talk to him. It's like, I'm the same dude from Wiggins Village, whatever. But it's like,
remember ideology.
That's
why I said ideology. But let me explain that before you go into that.
Please.
And the reason why I said ideology is because even in this room, there's 4 different types of ideology. Because you have the way you see things as a father.
Yep.
And a businessman, same as Merck in his business. CJ's younger. He has an ideology.
How old are you, CJ?
30.
Nice.
He got an ideology of seeing things on the come up. Okay. See, I have an ideology of how I see things in a spiritual mind, a mental mind, and a physical mind. So when I combine that whole ideology, so when you explaining that these people are looking at you different, it's because they putting you up higher than you putting yourself. That's an ideology.
Facts.
So that's why I want people to understand that when they say, because you I'm still me.
Yeah.
Because the only thing is I like the analogy when I always say, money. Imagine you're a clock radio speaker. Money's the amplifier. What happened if you was never able to manage the money? You just blow the speaker.
Oh yeah.
Because you can't put an amp on a clock radio speaker.
Yes.
So if you're not that amp, that speaker that can hold an amp, you blowing it. Blam! See? They go on your lottery.
There's your money. Boom! Out the window. But save your money and save to invest.
Yeah,
seriously, save your money, save to invest. And it's I'll be honest with you, in my heyday, I had a bunch of cars, Beamers, Benzes, had a few Lexuses. What else? I had a Bentley, the GT with the orange interior. I had a bunch of cars, right? But it's just like, you can't buy happiness. It's like buying all these cars was dope, but at the end of the day, it's just like it was still driving to the unhappy home. You know what I mean? And like for me, I had a bunch of humbling experiences to get me where I'm at today. You know what I mean? I lost a couple of people, death, jail, prison for some, and like it just was like a eye-opening experience. Like, you know what? I don't mind being humble. I don't mind being more like, how can I put this? More like Bill Gates, for example, right? Dude dresses like a bum.
Right.
Of course, he has his suit day or whatever. Like, yeah. Dude wears his suits, but if you see him every day, sneakers, loafers, slacks, sweater, cardigan, you know what I mean? And no Louis Vuitton, no Gucci. So smart money.
Yeah.
And I would say, me and my daughter, like I was saying to you before, like me and my daughter, our family, we talk about investments. We talk about, family structure, business structure, and so on and so forth. So during my transition from having all these cars to just having a Camry, you know what I mean? It was just like, let me watch Bill Gates. Let me watch Warren Buffett. Let's watch Steve Icahn. Well, I know I think he passed away, but like these are all CEOs who got billions and billions of dollars, right? And it's like, I watched the way how they invest, and it's like, I'm peeping and I'm just like, yo, they don't buy cars every other year like how we do. Like, they don't buy all these crazy clothes like how we do. They shop at Walmart. I'm like, dude can buy 100 Walmarts.
Right.
But he's shopping at Walmart. Why? Because he's thinking about his future. He's thinking about generational wealth. He's thinking about, I ain't got a front for Joe Schmo or whatever. Although I got nice things, don't get me wrong, I got nice things, yeah. But it's just like, that's not my focus no more. You know what I mean? My focus is on trying to make sure my family and my daughters, my son got his businesses and they're good for their kids. You know what I mean? So yeah, just knowledge of self. Okay. Just like just realizing, okay, money isn't everything. No, I can't buy happiness. You can try, but you can't buy happiness.
Understood.
But with money, you can do some happy shit though.
Right. Some happy spending.
You can be like, you know what? Yeah. I don't like this house no more. I'm leaving.
Yeah.
And that's see, that's the thing. See, that's one of the things I be trying to explain to people is like, see, I don't buy cars no more.
Smart man.
I'm
smart man.
I warranty a car and
Smart
I drive
man.
into either the car mess, because I realized like the depreciation, like when I got my car,
oh boy,
and the money that they was trying to get, they was like, oh, we want to buy your car, and the money was, I was like, yo, that's a slap in my face.
Pennies.
I'm like, and then the craziest thing, I have my cars be having low mileage. So when I'm looking at the dealers they got the same car, they trying to, I'm like, wait a minute, you selling that for almost double what you trying to give me, and my car's in better condition, got more toys. So again, it's like, that's why people got to be educated, because like, here's the thing, like me and CJ had a conversation with his father, and the thing about it, let me give a little backdrop. CJ's father was not there for him the way CJ feel like he should have been there for him.
Okay.
And so now
that's where the loss of hope came from. You know, last episode we talked about there's no hope and everything. Okay. And then we had an episode where somebody on a panel said 4-year-olds can teach each other love, and I was a 4-year-old that was angry. I was like, no, I don't know about teaching love. So that's where the loss of hope came from.
I understand it.
I wanted to expound on that for last episode, but you know what I'm saying, I felt like we probably would have steered in another direction. But
nah, if you gotta talk about it,
you know what I'm saying? So
I understand.
So like I said, man, so when he was unavailable and everything, you know, parent-teacher night hit different, just having one chair empty, you know what I'm saying? Or, not the visits everybody else got and everything. It's like, damn, why, how come I only have one parent coming? Everybody else got two, but I won't spend too much on that. I'm gonna touch more on that.
I understand.
I'm gonna touch more on that, but like I said, we had the conversation and everything, and how
we was having a conversation. So he was saying, this is like,
it's all good.
This is why my books are called The Disconnect, because he had a disconnect. And I know he's listening to this, and we're not disservice to him, but we trying to bring up to speed on a conversation.
Yes, sir. Yep.
He was saying that I don't know why black people be spending all their money on material items. And I said to him, listen, they trying to fill a void.
I was just about to say that, yeah.
I should have shut up and let you say it, because he heard me say it. I was like, listen, the void you left in your child, he's trying to fill that void with something. Okay, so you're not there. The image that we was talking about in the first episode.
Yes, sir. Yep.
You're not there. Yep. So what image are they looking at? Because if you look at what God said, I made you in my image. So if you're not reflecting God's image, what image are you reflecting?
Whose image are you reflecting? Yeah.
So now, I'm looking at anything I could gravitate to make myself feel good. So now in your environment, you got people teasing you, putting you down. You fatherless kid. You probably dress like a bum, and you don't understand why people are teasing you or saying these things to you.
That way. Yep.
Exactly. That's what led to I hate to stay out to another.
No. Please,
like, you know,
helpful,
what like I didn't have the latest clothes or late. You know what I'm saying? Well, I had to wear some of the same clothes like 2 or 3 times a week. You know, I got, you know, picked on, bullied, whatever, cracked on, whatever. But I did shower. You know what I'm saying? I didn't stink. But, you know what I'm saying?
No one likes a stinky kid. No one likes a stinky kid.
But I did, you know. But and that's what like I said, like there was really no hope. I had no faith, and that's when I was leaving the Catholic school, where we said Hail Marys more than Our Fathers, but I went to a public school, and then, like I said, I couldn't display as many as clothes and everything I was talked about, and that's what led to my fire, because I lit that fire.
Gotcha.
I was gonna stay in that fire.
Gotcha.
You know, I didn't want to be here anymore. You know what I'm saying? Yep. Like I lost. I gave up. I was like, I fell on my knees. I gave up. But the smoke got to me, and I kept coughing. It was too strong for me, and I just ended up getting out of there. That's when I was like, yeah, you know what? This is not the road. I don't, like, it hit me like till fire trucks and everything came in, and the ambulance came in. Like, wow, what did I just do? So it's just. That was
I understand I understand that more than you think.
Yeah,
seriously,
man. Yeah.
Seriously.
12 years old, 7th grade, man. I didn't want to go to school no more. I didn't know what I had no direction, really. You know, I had no direction, and my mother was working hard.
So you was lashing out. Yeah, asking for help. Yep.
And the thing is, I was I was a stubborn student. I didn't even want to raise my hand in class to ask for help. That's how stubborn I was and everything. And I wasn't and that's why I wasn't fully aware of that.
I totally get it.
I wasn't fully aware of that. Until my mother signed me up to this youth program. I had to go to the ACI all day because I was on the wrong path, following the wrong crowd. Yep. And then even after the fire, that added more gasoline to, no pun intended, gasoline to the fire. You know, so I didn't realize how much of a, you know, I didn't realize how much hurting I was putting not only on myself but her and other people counting on me. So, you know what, you know, your mother really works hard for, you know, for you can have a roof over your head and this and that. You know, you're following the wrong crowd. Your father might not be there, but she's doing what she can to raise you as a man. You just don't see it yet. I was like, you know what, yeah. She had to have conversations with me about sex, about being a responsible man, this and that. Plus, while she was working 14, 15 hours a day, so I'm home by myself. Like I said,
so
going outside.
That time.
Yeah, man. So I'm like, yo, you know what? So, yeah. So,
and although not to cut you off respectfully, although I had a mother and a father in the house, like my mother and the father, like they was both working all the damn time because they couldn't afford the Michael Jordan. I mean, they couldn't afford a bunch of stuff.
Right.
So they had to work. And during those times, and it's interesting you said, you know, about fire, because in my youth, I used to get my hands in matches and lighters and just go in. I would just like dumpsters, yeah. But I'm not that guy anymore. I'm a different person. I'm a different person.
DJ
Man, I can tell you some stories on 4th of July, boy.
He was really on fire.
My father kicked my butt one time, right? Cause like, and I know I'm getting off track, but my father beat me down one day, right? Cause he was just like, you know, there was a fire over here at Central Field. I'm like, oh yeah? He goes, let me see your sneakers. I'm like, my sneakers? What do you want to see my sneakers for? There was nothing but the black soot from the fire at the bottom of my sneakers. Yeah. Cause he knew I lit the fire. So me and fire got history. But anyways, right? But anywho, right? I'm a different person now, right?
I get it.
So, but I understand being lost. Yeah. I understand that hopelessness, right? And I understand it so much and so recently that I was in that very same place too. I would say before COVID hit, I was in that dark place. And it's like, for me to get myself up out of there, because I did get some help here and there, made some phone calls and everything, but no one was saying the shit I needed to hear.
Should have called me.
Someone, like, no one was saying the shit I needed to hear. I'm just like, you don't get it. Click.
Right.
You don't get it. Click. You don't get it. Click. So it's like, I was praying a lot, and I guess one of the things that was like a slap in the face was looking at the face of my kids when I was in my lost moment. I was just like, you know what? I can't have that no more. Because if I'm lost, that means my kids is even that much more lost. Right. Can't have that. Can't have that. So it's like, got back on track and everything. Went to the gym, got my weight right, got my mind right, got back into music again. So that kind of somewhat, you know, it got me in a better place. But it's like, it's an everyday struggle though.
Yeah, it is.
You know what I mean? It's like, oh no, like, you look like you're doing good. Like, is not a look. Like, you know what I mean? Good days and bad days.
Right. You know, because I was hiding it very well. You know, I was hiding it very well. Yeah.
We do.
I was hiding it very well. And I just had moments I just shut down. I didn't want to speak to nobody. I'll dap you up, but I'm not going to stay around and nothing like that. So I'd rather just be about myself. That's what it was, man. So,
hold on. Excuse me for laughing, CJ, because I'm thinking back.
It's all good.
When, like I would say 2 weeks ago, I haven't seen this particular person for like 5 years, right? And like they were shaking my hand. I'm just like, handshake? Like, person? People? Like,
right.
It was just so odd. I'm just like, okay, shook their hand.
All good.
Left.
It'd be like that, man.
So I totally get
man.
it.
You just tell yourself, like, you know, you just tell yourself, you know what? I don't want to wear out my welcome. I gotta find that little.
Shit.
You gotta find a scapegoat. You know, it's like, you know what? You know, I'll say what's up with you, kick it, small conversation. Yeah, Dante, your family good? Everything all right? I was like, I gotta go handle something. You know,
you gotta go.
Like, you just don't.
Because you don't want to dig deeper.
Nah,
like,
man, because really, it's
damn,
it was
CJ, we got too much in common.
Yeah, for real, legit, man. It was legit, and it weighs on you. You just give yourself a headache and everything. So you just don't want to be bothered. Like any little thing, it just tick you off, and you don't want to spaz on that person. So therefore, that was the best way I can hide it. Just try to see how you doing. That's it, really. I'm over here stuttering because I'm thinking back.
See, as a therapist, I knew that about him. That's why I was getting him to talk and getting him, and that's why I knew. Like when he said I gotta go, I give him something encouraging.
That was his cue. Yeah, that was his cue, and that was your cue.
Yeah, because I'm like, I knew what was going on. Yeah. That's why I was sitting up there. See, one of the things to get somebody out of a dark spot, you can't just flash the light because you're like, you blinding them. Yeah. You gotta peek in it. So you gotta come with the pen light first, so they can see the little light and they can say, oh, what's that, and everything. Because that's what I was saying with his father, where it was like, these people are buying stuff to fill a void that you left. So you sitting up there trying to blame them. Where's your accountability in the mirror to blame yourself? Because again, you left that man. It's like throwing somebody in the middle of an ocean with no life preserver. And it's like, how is that person supposed to stay afloat? Yep. And you saying in your head, go find a way. So they trying to find their way, and then you criticizing the way.
Trying to find it.
That's how I got back on the sand. Yeah. Went through a whole lot of salt water. Passed by a few fishermen, but eventually I did get on that sand, man. So
I like that analogy, bro.
You know, I appreciate it. So you know, if I drive myself off, and then look, here we are, man. So, and speaking of him, he wants to, you know, he's talking about he's open to coming on the show, man. I'm still in talks about it. You know, we're going to talk about that, bringing him in. I think that's going to be a very powerful episode. So, we might be in tune for it. We're going to see. We're going to see how the summer plays out. I'm going to talk to him and everything, but we're going to, you know, but he's listening. He listens now.
Let time be your best friend.
Absolutely.
Let time be your best friend.
Absolutely. I know, where were we? I know I didn't mean to steer anybody off.
No, it's all good.
That's why it's a conversation.
The name of this is called what? Voyeur ideology?
Yeah. So that's what we on now.
See, the best example to explain of ideology. See, this the reason why I like to use that word is because when you go and talk to somebody, they have their way of how they see something, their ideas. And when you trying to force your ideas on them, that's where the conflict comes. Because it's like, I'm not trying to get you to see what I see. I see what I see because I'm where I am. I know what I went through to get where I am. So I could see Roy, like, what did I say? Like, do you know what I love about, if you look at all the people I hang with, if you seen us back in it, we all look the same.
Yeah.
That's why we all recognize each other. We like,
I get that.
And we actually got better looking. We like
just a little gray hair here and there, but
I'm saying to Roy, like, Roy look like he's about to go model something. Like he's modeling Versace.
Maybe if the check's right, if the check's right.
And that's the thing. So again,
we see take care of yourself.
We go on an episode called Argue With My Results. Because again, you trying to argue with me, but look at my results as a 45-year-old man. Well, my birthday's next month. But as a 45-year-old man, 0 kids, 0 abortions. I'm not bragging. I'm just telling. This is the results. So you sitting up there trying to sit up there and argue with me about what I'm doing. I'm like, I'm where I wanted to be.
For sure.
Why you arguing with me?
For real. You're just wasting breath. Yeah, for
right.
sure.
Yeah. Like there was one situation to that point. There's one situation where someone was asking me for advice, but was arguing with me about the advice that I'm giving them. But I'm just like, dog, you're not where I'm at.
Yeah.
I'm like, you're asking me.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
there was nothing I'm going to ask you.
So like biting the hand.
Nothing.
So like biting your, you trying to feed them, they're biting your hand.
Yeah, had some situations like that too. had some interesting situations where, you know, you're trying to help people and like they get mad at you for the way how you're helping them.
Nah, man. Nah.
Help me like this. It's like, what?
I'm gonna give you a new thing. This is gonna help you. I tell CJs this all the time. When somebody come to you, don't give them advice. Ask them a question.
Yeah.
Use their own information. See, what's the example? It's like if a woman come to me, why don't you have kids? Why should I?
Gotcha. Yeah.
Because you know why? The thing is, when you open your mouth and you try to, that's ideology. When you open your mouth and you try to talk to somebody, because I'll give you a good example, right?
Certain people you shouldn't talk to though. Certain people you should just not talk to.
You know what, Roy, what I learned as believers?
Please, let me hear it.
Check this out.
I need the help. I need the assistance.
Okay. When I was in Philly, this preacher, I never forgot this. He said, remember in the Bible it says, I will use your enemies as a footstool.
Yeah.
See, when you see when we read stuff, we read it like reading it, but it means more. He said, sometimes God put these type of people in your path to get you to reach God. Because he said, what do a footstool do? You stand on it to reach something you can't get to. He said, so God put these people in your path to what? For you to reach out to him more. Because you sitting up there saying, they the problem. No. You the problem. Because God needs to work on you. That's why no matter what happened in my life, I always say, what wrong did I do?
Wow, this is helpful.
What wrong did I do? I told you I was good as a third.
This is helpful. Wow.
That's what it is.
This is a breakthrough, guys. This is a breakthrough. This is a breakthrough moment in Roy's life.
Oh, man.
Self-reflection.
Because a lot of the times, you know what you're trying to do that you don't realize? You're trying to free somebody that don't want to be free. Imagine a pig in the mud, right?
Wow.
They don't know they're in mud because that's all they know. So while you're standing outside the mud, you're trying to get them out the mud, but they don't know the outside of the mud. You're at fault. So if they throw mud at you, you're going to get mad. But
it's my fault.
So you know what you can do? Here's a button. When you're ready to come out the mud, push the button. Now you can help them.
Because they're ready to receive the help.
Now they're in a frame of mind. Because again, you got to remember, if a person is jealous of... See, even though I know these are spirits, that's why when people say they're jealous of what? That's why I've never been jealous. I'm like, I can't look like you, so why am I going to be jealous of you?
Yep. Right. No, I totally know where you're coming from, though. Well-respected person. No, I totally get it.
You got a girl, okay, she may be beautiful, but you don't even like her no more because you have her the way you had her. And I'm sitting up there wanting her, and as soon as I get her the same way, I'm like, I don't even want her. I just wanted her because I didn't have her.
Right.
Matter of fact, I've got to say this on wax. This really going to help you. The baby syndrome. Check this out. You ever seen a baby play with a toy?
Oh, yes. Go ahead with it. Continue, please. I know where you're going, but continue. Yep.
Babies don't like a toy no more because the toy is devalued to them. When do they want the toy again?
When someone else got it.
When someone else got
this
it.
Guy.
Now.
This guy. Facts, though. Facts.
Who taught that baby that? That's a learned behavior. They didn't learn it from us. That's in them already. So if you really want to understand Satan,
that's scary. That's scary.
It's in them. Nobody taught a baby that.
Because you're talking about babies here.
Yes.
Babies, and that's what they do.
That's what they do.
Wow.
So who taught them that? So all we are is grown babies. That's why when you see people doing what they do, the baby syndrome. I want my girl back because I see you happy with her. Yeah. Give me back.
Sour grapes. I want my grapes back.
But yo, if you really...
Oh, man. See, people are funny. You're right, though. You're right.
Remember what the Bible says. You have to come like a child to enter in the kingdom of heaven. Why? Because when you're in a child state of mind, guess what? You are easy to be taught. But again, remember, see, what people don't understand about... Here's the craziest thing. People drown, but guess where we came from? Water. Why? There's something in the Bible. Y'all have to go read this. It's in the book of Ecclesiastes. Solomon said, no man know the way of the spirit like the bone in a baby. I was like, wait a minute, that's deep. Babies don't have bones.
The real
How the heck did the rubbery? Where did it grow? How does it? So what is it? So when you really start breaking this stuff down, you're like, wait a minute. That's why when people say, I don't want to read the Bible, that's why I'm the way I am. The Bible is full of wisdom. So if men wrote that book, I want to meet the men. Warren Buffett might have wrote the book and we don't even know it. But that's what it is.
He wrote the book on stocks and bonds. I tell you that much. Gosh.
So this was
very helpful though, Dante.
right, because I'm a study it because what I do is like I'm sitting up here saying, why is the world the way it is? Like it's like how are we repeating the very things that we said we wasn't gonna repeat, or why are we repeating the very things we said we didn't like?
Think about back in 1920, right? I know we wasn't here when it happened. There was Spanish flu.
Right.
There was all types of weird stuff going on, almost identical to what's going on right now.
Correct.
Stock market kaput, people jumping off of the bridge or whatever, depression and all that stuff. You fast forward now, same exact things going on, just more crazy stuff because we got guns now, so we kill people quicker. However, crazy stuff was still going on back then, crazy stuff still going on now, and it's almost a loop.
Okay,
almost a loop.
Indeed. Man,
Because again, the problem with people is this. Someone have to say, it stops with me. That's what I said in my family. It stops with me. How do I stop it? Let me go. See, now I have this other analogy that CJ loved. We said it with TJ. It's actually said like this. I was once a crab in a barrel. Once I got out the barrel and got the wisdom and intellect, I used the intellect and wisdom, the rope, to get the crabs out, but I noticed they was pulling me in. So I cut the rope, and now I'm going to hang with the lobsters in the sea. WPs catch that, and they be like, this kid is smart. Because he's basically telling you what's going on with the world. See, we sitting up there, this is what I don't get with people. We sitting up there trying to fight with human beings when we need human beings. See, you're looking at color. See, color caused the separation.
Yes, it does.
Creed caused the separation. Even though Dominican, Spanish, whatever, Puerto Rican, black, white, we humans. So if you was to call each other humans, there wouldn't be no fights because you'd be just looking at each other as human. But the minute I put a title on somebody, so you're rich.
Separation. Line of separation. Line of separation. Yep. He's not like us. He's not like me. Or she's not like, yep.
And you're fighting the very reason you exist. Keep that in mind. If it wasn't for humans, you wouldn't exist. And you're fighting the very reason you exist. So now, again, like I said, if you kill off a majority of humans, what happens?
Wow.
You don't function. Because you still need, so let's just say all the rich people, who's driving the bus? Who's going to do the slave things that you need slaves to do? Because you're not going to do it because you're not used to doing it. So now guess what you're going to do? You're going to fight amongst yourself to say, well, we're richer than you, so you got to do it.
And they divide themselves once again.
That's why I say if you look at it, it's a never-ending battle. So what I learned is whatever God has given me, that's what he wanted me to have. Because he wanted me to be rich, he would have put me in a different position. Because again, I didn't choose to be who I am. The only thing I could choose is the weight of my body. Because if I don't go to the gym, I'm going to gain weight or whatever. Or if I do drugs and drink,
control.
That's it. But as far as my look, that's why it says for one blood I made all nations. One blood, and we are uniquely and wonderfully made. And if people come to understand and realize, like, you serve a purpose, you just got to find out what that purpose is. You have a fulfillment. And why I keep saying this, we have a hand. Take your thumb off. See how much you grabbing. You can't.
Not a damn thing.
So now if you killing off the earth, you just killed your thumb. So now you need both hands. See, now you got to work harder to maintain what you're trying to maintain. I don't understand why people don't understand.
Which is going on right now as we speak. Which is going on right now as we speak. In the world, people, individuals, as a collective. Oh, yeah. Yes, sir.
So again, when people want to know why these conversations are important, because now, remember, in a song I have coming out, it says, since I was a baby, I've been making a mess age. Now it's a message. See, we overcame all we came. The mess we overcame at age, and now it's a message. Go make disciples of go make disciples of this nation. living epistles. What's a living epistle? A epistle is a letter. So even if you don't talk, I like what my pastor told me. Pastor Baylock, he's from down south, but he's Providence, Rhode Island.
Okay.
He said, if you gotta tell somebody you're a believer, there's something wrong with your walk. I never forgot that. He said they should be able to recognize there's something different about you. We work at the post office. I'll be talking about God. Everybody that knows me know I believe in God. And there's a WP, older one. He's like, please don't lose your passion. Because me and him get into debt. He'd be like, yo, I didn't know you knew this. He's like, cause he's picking my brain because he's like 60-something years old. And he's just like, you shouldn't be knowing the stuff you know. Why do I know what I know? Because I studied 1920s. I was just like, where did this start? How did we get here? Whatever. I studied things. The eclipse have a part on playing on how we got where we are. Like, did you believe that? Yo, go look this up, people, if you can find it. People took over the world because somebody studied the sun, an astrologer, and said, he said,
please.
If you don't give me money, I'm gonna block the sun. Because people didn't know what was happening. He made a prediction. And when they see it, they got scared. And
That was it.
That's how
knowledge.
That's how the world of power that you know formed from eclipse. And if you don't believe that to be true, go look at the Bible and go look at Abraham and how did he come about? He was an astrologer. That's why when people say they don't want to read the Bible, I'm like, the answers are right there. Now here's the question, CJ, to you. How did God get Abraham's attention when Abraham was rich already with a wife? Because he was studying the stars and the stars were supposed to provide for him. But he wanted a child with his actual wife. He could have had a child with any other woman. He wanted one with his wife. How did God get his attention? Follow me and I will make you a father of many nations. See, that's why we go through what we go through, because there's something within that God is using to get your attention, because he's going to heal that process. And guess what's going to happen when he heal that process? He's going to put you in a position that you would have never thought you would be in. Because if somebody would ever tell me you was going to go to Philly and Jersey, I quit my job and everything as a 22-year-old, went to Philly and Jersey. And people say, why are you doing this? I don't know. God told me to. And even just in case he'll tell you this, he drove me. And that's a whole story within itself, how I even got there. But he drove me and he's looking at all these woods because he knew I was from New York. I live in Park. He's like, you sure you want to survive here? It's not if I want to. I have to. Now, why was that important? I didn't have my father. Didn't have the information. But I met men that taught me how to get credit. Taught me how to get savings account, checking account. Everything that I have now that you know that I showed you. Them men, one class. Them men
showed you the way.
Showed me. Yep. I took, and God knew, I took it, brought it back to Rhode Island, applied it, and now I'm in the position that I'm in. Now somebody say, why couldn't that happen in Rhode Island? Tell me the man that was in Rhode Island that would have taught me that, because I still didn't meet him.
Wow.
And now people say, well, you know Merck, you know Royal. True. But I have a better relationship with them now because I have the understanding of where they are. But if I was still a knucklehead when Merck wanted to be around me,
oh, hell no.
See? Because even Craze said, me and Craze knew each other. Craze knew me when I was 13 rapping.
Okay.
And he said, the time is now for us to work together more than it was.
Yeah. Just think about what was going on during those times.
Right.
Just think. You know what I mean? And like, plus with us young men, testosterone getting in the room, egos getting into the room, there's no way in hell that we could have had a conversation as we're having right now. So everything's for a reason.
Man,
that's why I said royal ideology.
Royal ideology. I like that.
Royal ideology.
And like, I move different anyways too. Like a lot of people criticize me for the way how I move and like my thought, my intellect or whatever. And I'm just like, yo, like you don't see the world how I see the world. You feel me? Like, of course, trauma, yeah, okay, whatever. But when you was born and raised in the streets, you got a bachelor's degree in business management. You know corporate America. You know how politics work. It's like you don't see you don't see things how I see things. So it's like me and the family, we watch the news every now and then. I'm like, look at this. Like, yeah, what? I'm like, do you see behind what's really going on?
Thank you.
They're like, yeah. I'm like, all right, okay, just checking this out. Just making sure you see what's going on. That's that. Because it's just like when you're not exposed to certain things, you don't know certain things that's right in front of your face. Like within the Bible, boom. Or also the Quran. Also, there's how can I put it? There's also key elements in certain books all across the world that you just got to read.
Right.
And like one thing that my mother always told me, and coming from a house of a Black Panther, I live with this. She said, and my father, if you want to hide something from us, put it in a book. And then for years I was like what? Why? Like, why are you saying this to me, Ma? She was like, nah, I'm telling you because that's what's going on in the world. So I was always forced to read.
Yeah.
I was always forced to read, and I was always forced to learn things, even if I didn't want to. But it's just like, I'm glad I did, because now I know how things really work. Although I do make some mistakes, yeah, whatever. But from a general perspective, I teach my kids a direction, and they know what it is.
Yes. So.
Did TJ tell you about when we went to go see the mayors-elect, the candidates?
Nah, not in great detail, nah.
Okay, let me hit this real quick. So we went. Here's our candidates. You got a Spanish man, very outgoing, had a whole party that they supported him.
Okay.
You had a black woman, and then you had a white man who has a husband.
Okay.
I ain't even gotta say no more if you quote what I just said.
Okay.
I'm sitting there after watching it. I was like, this is really unique. The candidate, it's like every nationality or ethnic was represented on that stage.
Every box was checked.
At one. I was like, this is unbelievable.
Pay attention.
I'm not even going into details. You missed it.
Pay attention.
So, people.
Pay attention.
And guess what? I'm trying to get one of them in here. I'm letting you know that right now. Whoever come first come, first serve.
Yeah.
But
I get it. Yeah, it's a bigger game going on too. Bigger plan. So listen, this was awesome.
Indeed.
Like this was great.
You know what? Was it awesome? Because it's my first time. Like, was it? Okay.
Listen, what? Nah,
I felt good. You know what I mean?
Watch when you hear, like, you know how, as many times we had conversations. This was like, you could just feel the vibe different.
Yeah.
It was like a vibe. Like when people hear this, I know they're gonna be like, yo, hold up, this was something different. I might have to rewind this.
Okay.
And the beauty of maybe your daughter wasn't meant to be here. Cause this conversation, because I would have made it about her.
Yep.
If she was here.
Crystal clear. I got you.
Everything that was addressed, the ideology.
Yeah.
I think we should put that one out first before we even put the first one out. Because this one, like, it really hit.
Yeah.
This one did, yeah.
We share a lot in common too, man.
I shut up. I didn't even say nothing. I was talking. I was like,
yeah. And like, not to go off on a little tangent, but it's just like for people that have been through that.
Yes, absolutely.
There's some connection that I have. Whoever went through the depression, those dark places, those dark spaces, like I always connect. And like my mother and I think my wife always says too, like, why do these people always gravitate to you? I'm like, because I'm one of them.
Yeah, for sure.
She's like,
for sure.
For sure.
I'm one of them.
Yeah.
So listen, you want to shout out your stuff again?
Yeah. So check me out, Roy 401, all social media. Check out my clothing line, CorleoneClothing.com. Also, I cannot forget my boss. I mean my daughter. I mean my boss. Either way, you know, you know what it is. CorleoneBeauty.BigCartel.com. That's her beauty line. She has hair growth oil, beard oil, body butter. She's doing the damn thing. So I'm really proud of her. And of course, my oldest daughter, she's studying to become a pediatrician. That's what happened when you have
fathers in your life. Daddy.
I was born and raised in a mom and dad home, so I want to, project that very same.
No doubt.
For real. But really, thank you for having me here. I appreciate it.
Thank you for coming.
Merc would tell you I don't come out the house.
Right.
I don't like people. I'm an introvert. But no, this is a beautiful thing. It's like a beautiful time.
I appreciate you.
Thank you for having me.
You coming, man.
I hate people too. That's one of the reasons why when people say you're a preacher, I'm like, I don't like people enough to. But again, it's just
in you. It's in your soul.
It's my boy always said it's a gift and he said you got the gift and the curse. You hate people, but you love to help them. That's God to me. But go ahead, CJ, floor is yours.
Oh, you mean like closing comments?
Yeah.
All right. Closing comments.
What, you want to stay?
No. Just trying to get to Closing comments, man. People, no matter what stage you are, any type of depression or any traumatic events you might come across, just before you go to bed, just either you take deep breaths or count backwards. Just know there's always a light at the end of that tunnel. It might be dark, might be a moist tunnel, whatever. Well, it's almost like a train tunnel. You know, just even though if you feel like a little claustrophobic, you're having a hard time breathing, just take your time, keep walking. There's gonna be a little light. As soon as you keep walking, that light's gonna get bigger and bigger. You're gonna get out of that tunnel. Trust me, believe it.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Listen.
Well said, CJ.
Said. Listen
Salute.
again.
Appreciate it.
We are a health solution conversation. It's not really a podcast. We don't care about the numbers. The subscribers count because we want you to learn something that could be helpful for you and your families, your loved ones.
I learned something today.
Right? And the beauty of it, we all gonna learn something. Like, my thing is, when I wake up, I say, Lord, what do you want me to learn today? Or what do you want me to teach?
Indeed.
And that's how I go about my day, because until we understand that it's not about, the reason why you're married and you have your children is to showcase God's glory.
It's a beautiful
That's
thing.
when he get glorified, because again, you're the reflection of him. One of the things I teach people to really receive the Shah, when you're married and you come together and make love to your wife and your husband, that's actually heaven on earth. Next time you get into that moment with your wife and husband, get yourself in that moment and understand nothing matters. And that's why if you really want to look at something, take some sperm, put it in, look at it, and notice that right there creates some form of life when it comes in conjunction with an egg. That's how you know some form of creation existed, because they can't duplicate that, and they're trying. And if I really wanted to get demonic right now, I could tell you the plan of what they doing with this whole agenda. But I'm gonna say this off air. If you want to find out, join me in the comment section.
Indeed.
Let's talk.
I'm Dante.
It's CJ.
Roy in the building.
This was Royal Ideology.
Indeed.
Episode 18, and we out.
I'm the voice of the rough, the voice of the people, the voice on the song. I'm the voice of the rough, the voice of the people, the voice on the song. Pay attention. We grinding, for climbing. All my niggas in the rough are dining. Stay shining, some dying. Do y'all hear the streets are crying? We grinding, for climbing. All my niggas in the rough are dining. Stay shining, some dying. Do y'all hear the streets are crying? Listen. Like a baby entering or someone leaving here, can make the voice clear. Just know what I hear, the soul of a pair, coming or going in this world we fear. The end is near, we live to the last breath. Get what you can before there's none left. All facing death, some go before others. Times are bad when sons buried by mothers. We stay together, not for alpha greens. How we come up, supplying these fiends. Building a team, GMs on the block. Yeah, there's shooters, but they shooting Glocks. When will it stop? When the earth stops spinning? As long as they're evil, there will be sinning. As long as there's people, there will be evil. Evil, that's why we do what we do. We grinding, for climbing. All my niggas in the rough are dining. Stay shining, some dying. Do y'all hear the streets are crying? We grinding, for climbing. All my niggas in the rough are dining. Stay shining, some dying. Do y'all hear the streets are crying? The game designed to be played. That's why we play it till we dead in the grave. You a coward or brave? Heart tell the truth, you a thug, could you wear white tees and tin boots? Cowards hide behind guns, brave shoot fear ones. Scared of another man, you should fear none. You don't fear the man, fear what's in his hands. Who would he be without it in his hands? Bitch ass niggas, that's why we call them bands. Cause they can't perform unless they with a band. Him and his man, someone had the whistle, but when it's blown, hope that they aimed at you. Not all niggas in the rough are tough. Not all niggas in the rough are punks. Some will jump, some will dump. Just need to know who's who. We grinding for climbing. All my niggas in the rough are diamonds. Stay shining, some dying. Do y'all hear the streets are crying? We grinding for climbing. All my niggas in the rough are diamonds. Stay shining, some dying. Do y'all hear the streets are crying? Hurt me. This ain't a story that's new. See this everywhere in the hood near you. Y'all want a clear view? Come see for yourself. We hustling to live. Where is the help? We sell to our own to get cars at home. Celebrate when our peeps coming home. Not from war, from jail. Really no difference. Cause we know both controlled by the government. That's how they get rich and we stay poor. Give us a little so from them we need more. Who y'all think gave us all that raw? They lose all money if sold in the stores. That's why we on the block as pawns, killing each other and they get the corns. Think you get on? That's when you're dead wrong. Wrong. What more can I say on this song?
Yeah, that's real talk right there, you know? Yeah, real, like, that's what goes on in the hood, you know what I mean? They crying, but nobody's listening. So we just do what we do to survive.
For sure, I hear it.
Yo, I hope people reflect on this, cause this is real talk for real, yo.
That's what it is.
It is what it is. Streets of crime, listen.
I'm the voice of the rough, the voice of the people, the voice on the song. I'm the voice of the rough, the voice of the people, the voice on the song. Inferno.